All right, ready to uncork some excitement? We're diving deep into Barbera today.
Sounds delicious.
We've got articles, tasting notes, even a bit of history, all about this Italian red.
Yeah, Barbera. People think it's just a simple wine.
Right, just an everyday kind of thing.
But it's so much more than that, especially with age. It gets so complex.
I know, people see Italian red and think easy drinking, but Barbera can be seriously elegant.
It's true.
Like, I'm seeing age-worthy now. Age-worthy Barbera, what's with that?
Well, it used to be mainly for, like you said, everyday drinking.
Yeah.
Bright acidities, simple. But then winemakers, they started experimenting.
Ooh, getting fancy.
Oak aging, longer time in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you get the complexity.
Okay, so speaking of, we got to talk about those Barbera aromas.
Mm-hmm.
I get juicy cherries, blackberries. Am I close?
Spot on. That red fruit is classic Barbera. But there's also that floral hint.
Ooh, tell me more.
Often you get violets. Adds a nice layer to it.
I bet.
And depending on the aging, maybe even some spice.
Like what?
Black pepper, clove.
Ooh, warming spices. Perfect for fall.
Right.
But how does it go from bright fruit to, like, those complex flavors as it ages?
Chemistry, basically.
Okay.
It's the tannins. They soften over time.
Oh.
And the wine breathes a bit in the bottle. Those fruity flavors change.
Become more.
Savory, almost. Leather, tobacco, even a little earthiness can come through.
Yeah, a whole other dimension. And I know you're the expert, but that transformation,
Yeah,
doesn't it need the right environment to even happen?
absolutely.
What makes Piedmont, where it's from, so special?
Piedmont's got this perfect combo for Barbera. Good sunshine, but cool nights. So the grapes keep their acidity,
Airborne balanced.
crucial, and the soil.
Mm-hmm.
Well-drained, often got that limestone thing going on.
Adds to the flavor.
Gives it a minerality you don't get everywhere.
Makes you think, all those factors.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing more Barbera, not just from Italy now.
Right, it's spreading out.
It's like if it grows, it goes, right?
Yeah, and kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool how different places change it. Like California Barbera gets more sun, warmer. So the fruit gets riper, bigger body than the Italian stuff.
Ah, so more of a jammy, full-on flavor.
You got it.
Makes me think about, like, we hear about certain winemakers, almost like celebrities.
Totally.
Any big names in the Barbera world we should know?
Oh, yeah. In Piedmont, it's got to be Giacomo Conterno, Vietti. Those are the legends. Families doing this for, like, ever.
They must have that terroir thing down pat.
They live it. And then you've got these newer folks, California, Australia, really pushing boundary.
Love that. Okay, before we go full wine geek,
Right.
all these Barbera styles, my notes say Barbera d'Asti, Barbera d'Alba. Break it down for us.
No problem. Think of Dossi like your intro to Barbera.
What do you...
All about fresh, bright, easy.
That cherry floral thing we talked about.
Exactly. Smooth finish, too.
So summer sipping, that's the one.
You got it. Now, d'Alba gets a bit more serious.
How so?
Smaller region, richer dirt. Wines have more body, a touch more tannin.
It's time to chill out.
Exactly. Aging is good for this one. Not your poolside wine, maybe more of a dinner party vibe.
Fancy. Okay, then there's this Superior O I keep seeing. Is that like super-powered Barbera?
Huh. Kinda. It means it's aged longer, at least a year, some in oak barrels.
So that's where the depth comes in.
Those savory, complex notes, that's superior.
All right, you're making me want to stock up on all of them.
Yeah.
But, gotta ask, the food pairings. We talked versatility, but where do we even start?
Never go wrong with the classics, right? Barbera and red meat, perfect match.
Always.
But here's the thing. That acidity makes Barbera a champ. It can hang with richer food, stuff that'd kill a lighter red.
Ooh, give me examples.
Think like braised meats, stews, those hearty cold weather dishes.
Yes. Comfort food, bold wine.
The acidity cuts through all that richness. Every sip is like a palate reset.
Love it. What about pasta? I feel like that's got to be in the mix.
Oh, totally. Tomato sauces especially. Even better if there's some meat in there.
Now, cheese pairing. Gotta ask. Huge cheese person. What goes with Barbera?
You and me both. Barbera is amazing with cheese. Sharp cheddar, creamy brie, even blue cheese, that tang. It can handle it all.
I'm telling you, cheese is a food group.
Pre.
Okay, but beyond the Italian stuff, what about like grilled meats or even those warm Middle Eastern spices?
See, you're thinking Barbera can totally do that. It's got the fruit, the zip.
To stand up to it.
Exactly. Grilled lamb with rosemary, maybe a spicy lentil stew. Don't be afraid to try stuff.
I love that, being adventurous with wine. But on a more serious note, we've talked about Barbera being adaptable, but there are some big challenges for wine these days, right?
Yeah, climate change especially. Winemakers everywhere are worried, and Barbera is no different.
Right, the weather's all over the place.
Exactly. More heat, less rain. It all affects how the grapes grow, which changes the wine.
It really makes you appreciate the whole process more, not just the wine itself.
Yeah.
Anything being done about it.
A lot of producers are switching to sustainable practices, thankfully.
That's good to hear. Like what kinds of things?
Yeah. Water conservation's huge. Organic fertilizers, reducing their impact on the environment.
So they're thinking long-term, not just about this year's harvest.
Totally. Being stewards of the land. Some are even trying different grapes.
Different grapes?
Yeah, or specific types that are tougher, handle the heat better, don't need as much water.
So Barbera itself might change a bit in the future.
It might, to survive.
Yeah.
It's all about adapting, but that's part of what makes wine exciting, right?
Definitely. And we've covered a lot about Barbera, from its simple roots to how complex it can get. What's the main thing you hope people take away from this?
Honestly, don't underestimate Barbera. It's not just one thing. It can be that easy drink, but it can also be something you age, you savor. It's got so much depth.
I'm convinced. So next time you see that bottle of Barbera, don't walk by, give it a try. You might just find your new favorite. Thanks for exploring the world of Barbera with us.